Joe Shipley, Tim Casey, and Tim Svenson have all been described to me as great choices. Today is your opportunity to get to know their viewpoints on issues so you can make a sound decision in time for the primary May 20th. Thank you, Joe, for being here. You're the first contestant, and
Thank you for
we'll have
having
the
me.
other two
You bet.
follow. So one thing I really appreciate about the three of you is you all get along great. You have a great personality, sense of humor with each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you see each other as allies, and may the best man win.
Well, and it's a matter of when this is all said and done, we're here to serve the public, so that comes first, and
Wow.
we'll all be working together when this is done.
Wow. Well, that's a legacy that Sheriff Crabtree, I would assume he passed down and kind of left that feel in place. He was like that as well.
It's yeah, I've been here 22 years, and it's been an emphasis with the sheriff's office as long as I've been there that we're here to serve the public and their best interest in protecting their lives and property and making sure that they're safe in their homes.
Yeah. I think some people don't know how important it is to have the proper leadership. We just think sometimes that things are just going to work out no matter what, but proper leadership is so important. What makes you the best candidate?
Well, I have a great deal of experience. I've been with the sheriff's office for 22 years, like I said. I was born and raised in Amity. I served in the military, and I'm a proud member of the VFW of the Dayton Post 10626. I began my commitment to service when I was 15 years old as a volunteer firefighter, EMT, and it rose through the ranks to the position of lieutenant prior to leaving the fire service. I began employment with the sheriff's office in 1992 in the jail as a reserve, and then as a control room technician for about a year, and then to patrol, where I've been a field training officer. I've been a contract deputy. I was a narcotics investigator, detective. I was on the gang task force for a couple of years. And then when I came back to patrol out of detectives, I was promoted to sergeant, and I've overseen various programs from search and rescue and our reserve training, our reserve program, our training program. So not only have I held positions, but I've done the work. And no matter what, all three candidates are quality candidates, and you're going to get a good sheriff no matter how the vote comes out. I think the thing that separates me from the other two are my experience, both in life and on the job, as well as my vision for the future. When I began law enforcement 22 years ago, we had an emphasis on education and prevention, as well as enforcement. And I think over the years we've expanded the jail twice, and it's still pretty full. I think the other day I was up in the jail giving a tour to one of our troopers, and the population was 195, I believe it was. And so our jail is continuing to be full of inmates, and it seems like it's the same inmates over and over and over. And I just feel like if we did a better job of getting back into education of our youth and prevention for our elderly in the areas of fraud and identity theft and things of that nature, maybe we wouldn't have such a need for the jail, or we'll always need a jail, but it wouldn't be as full.
With the same people, anyway.
Repeat offenders.
Yeah.
And then there's other programs that I think that we can do to help reduce the population in the jail, which then frees up deputies to move back to patrol. Our staffing is less now than it was when I started in 1992. I believe population has gone up by about 40%.
Yeah.
And crime has gone up, and everything else has gone up, but our staffing has gone down.
Yeah. Is there a debate as to programs costing money versus not having programs costing money? Is there something you can do to have the programs with minimal cost?
Well, there's some programs out there. There's the sheriff has done a really good job with the budget and the help of the employees of helping manage that budget, of getting us off of outside revenue as a primary source. But with that, we have cut programs, and so we're operating just on general fund dollars, and I think that we can find alternative funding sources that don't replace the general fund dollars, that augment, and we need to work as a team with the commissioners and other organizations to try and do that. And with some restructure and realignment of the office, I think that we can stay within the current budget and still provide some of that stuff by offering positions at in a non-sworn, non-certified capacity. There's the county signed into an agreement quite a while back to help try and bring veterans that are returning back from the service to work. And there are veterans out there that are, you can set the example of, you have to be enrolled in college in a criminal justice discipline and sign a 2-year agreement that you are going to commit to us for 2 years, and then bring them in on a part-time basis to help them get back into society and go to school.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Churches also, that's supposed to be their job, is to do that, and I'd like to see the churches work more with the jail and be real active.
There are several churches that are involved with our jail and offering counseling service and religious services.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time with each candidate because we have to get everybody through. But you are pro Second Amendment, and
yes, I am.
And seem to have all the qualifications, from what I know, to make a good sheriff. So thank you very much for your time.
Actually, I talked to those guys before this, and they said that I could have all their time too.
Oh, yeah, you guys have a great sense of humor. Well, you need to take off your mic and
take it with me so they can't talk.
And so they can't talk, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they all have a great sense of humor with each other, and we have some great candidates. The next one is Tim Casey, and he is a Forest Patrol deputy, and we get to hear what he has to say. I think he's just about set down. Bingo. Hi.
Hi, Veronica.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, and yourself?
I'm doing good. It's really good. Like I was telling Joe, you all three get along, you all three have good ideas, and so I'm curious to hear why people should vote for you and what makes you the best candidate in this.
Well, Veronica, I started my law enforcement career back in 1994 with Newbert, and I worked there as a police officer, I worked there as a detective, and I worked with YSENT. I have 52 years of life experiences, and I have owned a business for over 15 years, and so I know how to manage a business, I know how to manage a budget and manage personnel, deal with the community, deal with the people that you're dealing with your budget and your business. So I have a tremendous amount of business experience. Leadership experience, and I will lead with morality, and I know that the guys will stand behind me, and they do. We have a high level of integrity that I will present to the deputies and to our office, and we'll run on a high level of honesty as well.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
we definitely need that in public service. Right. And what impressed me about you is just a little bit that I heard you talk about Forest Patrol Deputy, safety, rescue, getting people kind of in place and prepared. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm a Forest Patrol deputy, but I'm also our search and rescue coordinator and project lifesaver coordinator. So what comes along with the search and rescue coordinator is we get to work with people. And we're working with people that are missing, injured, or lost. And we have a large group. We have, I think now our search and rescue members are about 55. I've been managing the search and rescue group since 2009. And they take a tremendous amount of pride in what we do, our training, because it's very, very important. What we have to do is we have to go out and save somebody's life. And so we train for that. We also train with our emergency management, CERT, ARES, so that we prepare for a big disaster if we were to happen to have one. Our posse is involved in that, our cadets, and so we have kind of it's search and rescue, but we have a broad area of people that we reach out to while we're training and prepare to save somebody's life if needed, and especially in a serious emergency situation. If the big one to hit maybe a hurricane, or more than likely here it's going to be an earthquake, but we have to prepare for that. So that's what we practice on, and we take great pride in that.
Okay. The Second Amendment, I guess let's go with that. You had the line at the forum, I think it was the line of the night about, what was it? You have more guns than you have hands. Some go bang, some go boom.
Yeah.
And you were trying to emphasize that you were a Second Amendment guy.
I'm pro-Second Amendment. We have the right to keep and bear arms, and you're right. I do have a lot of guns. I do like to shoot my guns, and like I said, I like to fill some of them. I like the reaction of some of those, and some do go bang, some do go boom. The main thing is that they're not going to do that if you don't keep your powder dry.
A true guy.
Yeah, that's right. And we have the right to defend ourselves, and I don't think that we have to give up registration of our guns, and that's personal. That should stay within the office, and we will not do that. We will not assist any government agency in the collecting of guns if they come and ask us to do so.
Yeah, well, that's a relief. I mean, that's why having a sheriff is so important. One of the things that I'm sure we won't have time to talk about it much, is the Bundy Ranch standoff. You guys all had input that was different perspective. The sheriff probably had talked to him previous, and you're probably right, there's probably a lot that we don't know about. The thing that concerns, I think, a lot of people is this Agenda 21 zone that the UN is using the president of the federal government to implement. And so that is what a lot of people believe was the bottom line at the Bundy Ranch. If that type of thing was to happen in this county, do you have an answer in a minute or less how you could handle that?
Well, hopefully we'll have enough information prior to the government maybe possibly coming in and trying to take or control what they think they should. Hopefully we'll have a full understanding of the situation, and if it's something that would infringe upon the right of somebody to own land, run cattle on land, I think that we need to help protect that. And I think that we need to sit down and talk with the government agencies as well and ask them what their plans are, why they're doing this, why they think they need to do this, and what it is maybe we can prevent a Bundy standoff like they had. Again, I think this came down to where this guy's family's been out there roaming cattle for over 150 years, and now there's an issue with water and a tortoise, and the next thing you know, we have a standoff, and we have federal government agencies on one side of the fence and cowboys on the other, and all it takes is one trigger happy person, and we probably got Waco all over again.
Yeah.
We need to prevent that.
Right. Well, one thing the sheriff could have done was to talk with the media, because I didn't hear him have any response. So.
Yeah, at the end, I think we got really kind of cluttered with a lot of information real fast. It seems like everything kind of blew up in a sense, if you will, real quick down there. And I don't know what transpired prior to that, because it just didn't seem to be media-worthy until the very end.
I kind of have an idea, but unfortunately we're out of time, and it was good to get your viewpoint, and good luck.
Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Okay, the next candidate for sheriff is Tim Casey. He is the operation captain for the county right now, and here he is. Without further ado.
How you doing?
Good.
Actually, Tim Svenson.
Oh, did I say Tim Casey?
It's all right though. There's two Tims, so it's going to get messed up every once in a while.
Yeah, Tim
How you
Svenson.
doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Again, it's kind of funny because you're the boss of the other two.
Yeah, as the operations captain, I oversee several of the projects and the divisions that both Joe Shipley and Tim Casey work in, and a good running office is only as good as the people that work for them. So in order for our office to move forward, we have to have a large number of employees that serve our citizens well.
Yeah, and well, what's really impressive, and it should run like this anyway, but as somebody in charge, you're not there to intimidate them, and you guys, when you come up to candidates and debates and things like that, you get along well.
Yeah, as a leader, you have to be able to be stern when you need to be stern, understandable and understanding when you need to be understanding, and you have to be open to other ideas. Our deputies come in on a daily basis and are able to offer up suggestions on certain things. Our office is small enough that at any given time they can walk down the hall and poke their head in and say hi to the sheriff. They can poke their head into my office and say hi. I'm apprised of pretty much everything that's going on based off that communication, and we encourage that type of partnership within our office.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So what makes you the best choice out of the three?
Well, you know, I started work here, I got hired as an intern in 1999. I was in college at Western Oregon, going to school for criminal justice, and you know, I took the next step in my career when I took this internship, and then I applied for the position and got hired as a deputy in 2000. So I've got an education in criminal justice with a bachelor's. I had a special emphasis on public administration with governmental budgeting classes and stuff. And I knew that I wanted to do more than just be a deputy, and I wanted to do more for our office. You know, there's the people who are out there on the front lines that are working out in the field, handling calls and responding to calls, and I enjoyed that. But there's always the background, you know, the staff that is setting the policy, the staff that's getting the funding, the staff that is setting up the training so that the deputies can go out and have good equipment, good vehicles, and respond to calls in a safe manner. And I enjoy doing that part of the job. And so over my career, I've moved from a sergeant to an administrative sergeant, transferred up to the jail for 11 months to learn that part of the office, and then I got sent back down to patrol, and then was promoted to operations captain, which is where I currently sit.
Okay. And you are right underneath Sheriff Crabtree, is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And in what ways are you alike, and in what ways are you different?
You know, a lot of people are asking that. You know, I've got some of the same core values that he has. You know, the fiscal responsibility, making sure that we're spending our money the right way. A community partnership. We have to be able to partner with communities, whether it's other law enforcement agencies or private entities with mental health and the hospitals. And the other piece is we always have to be up to date on our training and making sure that our staff has all the information that we need to deal with the new technology type crimes that we're dealing with. So I've got a lot of those core values, but I have my own leadership style. I have my own personality, which is, you know, as you go through life, every leader has a different style. And, you know, I've taken a little bit from each person I've worked with, and I've put it towards my own style, and then I will continue to move forward and with those core values in mind.
Okay. We've talked about the Second Amendment, and
Yes.
you stand with the other two candidates on pro-Second Amendment. One of the things that we didn't talk about, we talked about at the forum, was the marijuana vending machines. Is there anything you can say about that? I see it as a huge problem.
Oh yeah. We've all sort of all have the same exact view when it comes to dispensaries as well. Is that there is no need right now in Yamhill County for that piece. The state legislature needs to fix that law. The sheriffs need to work with the state to make the law work. And the way it is right now, there's no oversight, and it's not going to work, and the law is going to fail. And we need to make sure, as the sheriff, that we stand up when situations like that come up in our county, work with other county officials to educate them, such as Jack Crabtree did, as he went and met with the commissioners and made sure that other entities within the county understood the ramifications of this law and encouraged them to place the moratoriums that give the local municipalities in the county at least a year to determine, you know, which direction is the state going to go and how can we respond to it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.